Hello, welcome to another week's reading vlog. Guys, look, Jade's here. So it's the start of a new vlog. Actually, it's Tuesday today. So I did vlog yesterday morning. Don't ask me why I've got a big, huge teddy bear with me today. I've just needed the snuggles. I've just needed the snuggles today. So I've got my little, it's not even mine. This is my nephew's. I've got my candle burning here as well. I better be careful with this. Night Triumphant is the candle I have on from Grace and Honey. As you can see, it's still lit. Imagine if I drop this. What have I been doing? Yeah, so yesterday I vlogged and I included it in last week's vlog because I wanted to finish the Testaments, which I did. You want to see what I thought about that? Watch last week's vlog. And I've actually finished 2 books since then. So, the first one is How High the Moon by Karen Parsons. Now, I read about half of this earlier this year before I joined BookTube. And do you want to hold it? Do you want to hold it? So I read half of it earlier this year and I never really finished it. Well, I don't really know why I never really finished it. It was before BookTube. I just wasn't really, I guess at the time I wasn't really feeling it that much, although it was like really, really good as I was reading it. And I even recommended this in my video for the Ravenclaw study guide thing that I did for G for the Newt's Readathon. And because I have given this 4 stars, it is really good. So I finally managed to like actually finish it. This is about a girl called Ella. It's set in the 1940s in South Carolina. And it's like Ella's a biracial girl, and a lot of the black people who live in South Carolina are segregated from white society. So there's like train tracks, and like black people live on one side and white people live on the other side. But this story is about Ella. So her mum lives in Boston because she's trying to be a singer. And one Christmas, she invites Ella to go visit her. So Ella leaves South Carolina, where she lives with her grandma and cousin, and goes there in Boston. And you know what? It has some really good rep in here. Like, it's not really like a spoiler or anything, but her mum is in a lesbian relationship, which I think is fantastic for a children's book. And you can see how different it is, like the way that people treat black people in Boston over, you know, Ella's hometown. And it's like such an eye-opening experience for Ella. It's an eye-opening experience for the reader, like just like for the comparison. It is definitely a hard-hitting book, and I don't know how, like as an adult, I didn't really know how to react to some of this. So I don't really know how like a child is supposed to react. So I would say this is probably more like the higher end of children's book because it doesn't just end with Ella's story. So there's actually a real life story in this that it like breaks my heart. But back in the 40s, there was a 14-year-old boy called George Stinney, and he was accused of murdering 2 white girls. And bear in mind, he was only 14 years old. The police arrested him. They forced a confession out of him by starving him. And he had no counsel. His family were not allowed to visit him. And he was sentenced to death. And apparently, it only took the jury 10 minutes to decide this 14-year-old's future, to decide that that young boy deserved to die. And it was really just because he was black. And it's like, it's so heartbreaking. And it, that story is in this novel. It's like somehow part of Ella's story because after Ella leaves Boston, she goes home and her schoolmate George is has been arrested and has been sentenced to die. It is such an important story, and bear in mind as well, like George in like real life, he did die at 14 years old. He was I believe he was given the electric chair, and it's just honestly, he was 14 years old. It's just I can't even like fathom it. But it's taken 70 years for the ruling to be sort of overturned, for like for George to have justice. It's taken 70 years, and it's just like I think Karen Parsons like really did a solid by kind of including that story in this as well, because it really opens up that conversation, especially to do with racism. And like, so the one of the problems I have with this though is that I think that George's story should have been given its own book, or I just felt like it was too weirdly placed in this. Like, we have Ella's story as she goes to Boston, and then she comes home. Like, for most of the book, she's in Boston, and then she comes home, and then this happens, and it's just it had happened quite quickly as well, and I just I didn't understand it at first, and I just didn't really know. Like, I understand why it was there, but I don't know. It felt that big of a story that it maybe should have had its own story, but it was still like a really important story, and so I gave it 4 stars. And Karen Parsons actually played Hillary in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, that's really cool. But I tweeted it out on the Twitter today even, sorry, and Karen Parsons retweeted the tweet, so that's pretty good. But yeah, really, really solid. And then about 10 minutes ago, because it's like nearly midnight, I finished Our Castle by the Sea by Lucy Strange. This is another children's book. This is set during World War II, which like kind of the same as How High the Moon, although the war isn't really mentioned at all in this, really. So like, this one doesn't like really involve itself in the war, but this one does. It is about Mags and Petra, who are sisters, and they live with their mum and dad in a lighthouse by the sea. And their mum is German, which poses some problems. But this is like really this would be perfect for the real life issues and a book set in the past for Believeth On, as would How High the Moon. So this really just deals with how a family copes with World War II, and sort of like how their little village and how their way of life is affected by it. There is reference to Dunkirk in this, and I gave this one 3 stars. I wasn't as taken by it, I think mainly because I couldn't really identify or connect with the main character. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. This isn't really a book that's really for me. I mean, I wouldn't have said How High the Moon was really for me either, because it's like a real life story, and I love my children's fantasy, but I still really enjoyed How High the Moon, and like its writing style, it was very beautiful, like it had great prose. And this one, again, really well written, and I just, maybe I'm getting tired of like World War Two story. Like, I shouldn't say that because that's really bad, but I'm just like not as taken with it anymore. Like, I love Goodnight Mr. Tom. I loved War Horse by Michael Morpurgo, but I don't know, like, I'm reading war stories, and they just, I guess I'm just not resonating with them like I used to when I was younger. I think I probably would have enjoyed this if it had come out when I was younger. Again, this is quite another like a bit of a hard hitting book, and it deals with death. Like, what I liked about it, there is like a sort of little. You'd think it was a little bit supernatural-ish, but it's not, because you can rationalize it. But like, there is like sort of a legend thing about this. What is it? Daughters of Stone. Yeah, Daughters of Stone. And it's like there's these 4 stones like by the lighthouse where they live, because his family lives like in the lighthouse and the cottage next to it. That they used to be people, and they were turned to stone, and sometimes you can hear them, but like it's by the sea, and you can just know like it's the wind and stuff. But there's like other things to do with like Nazis and betrayal, and like there are some moments that are a little scary, especially if you were living in those times and you didn't know if there was an attack coming. I think it portrayed I think it portrayed that quite well, especially with like the emphasis on gas masks and things like that. That is really scary. But I just, again, it's another one that like this is one that I read in like 4 hours. Like, it is such a quick read. Good, but not great. And 3 stars is a good rating. Like, it's like halfway. It's good. So I think I'm gonna read next a young adult, The Million Pieces of Nina Gill by Emma Smith Barton. This one is about a girl called Nina who's always been a good girl. Her brother disappears without a trace. Her family becomes fractured beyond repair. Nina finds herself spiraling out of control as she tries to find out what happened to Akesh. So I'm going to read this. Hopefully I can finish it by tomorrow night. As you can tell, I haven't really got a life this week. So I'm going through a few books. That'll be the third one in 3 days if I finish it tomorrow, which I'm going to. So I'm going to see the Downton Abbey movie tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. Yeah, I'll probably take my book with me. Oh, I'm still reading my buddy Read with Jade. Where, oh shit, my book's over there. Oh, I can't be the movie. So I'm still reading A Gathering of Shadows. I am on page 301, really enjoying it. It's really picking up towards like there's this tournament coming, and I'm really excited to see where that comes. Like it's been a bit of a slow burn because I'm dying for some like reunions and for the this tournament thing to happen. So I've been talking to Jade about it today, which is why I did the whole Jade opening thing there because like I've been doing this buddy read with her. So and I'm loving Alucard. I think that's how you say his name, but I feel like I'm betraying Kel because I love Kel, but I have a bit of a crush on Alucard as well. I'm just like, can I have both? Yes, I can. I'm going to be reading another part of that tomorrow because I think we're now on part 7. I want to say, I think we're on part 7. Not much else to say, I think. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go to bed, which is quite early for me, even though it's like about midnight, I think it is. My eyes are tired, but I don't know if my brain's tired yet. But I definitely don't think I'll be able to read any more. I've literally read like I think about 700 pages in 2 days, which like I know a lot of people could probably do in one day, but it's just taking it out of me. I want to snuggle with like this bed doesn't have a name that I know of, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what you want me to call them. Okay, bye bye. Hey, welcome to a very messy vlog update. I have a coffee here. It is Thursday, and yeah, today was my last day off work. I'm at work the next 4 days in a row, so I won't get much reading done. So I try to cram in as much reading as possible. So I did manage to finish The Million Pieces of Nina Gill by Emma Smith Barton just before. I wanted to try and finish this yesterday, but I did go and see Downton Abbey, the movie, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was brilliant. Like I used to love the show when it was airing. I was really sad that it ended. Like it must have been like 4 years ago now when it finished. But I was so happy there was going to be a movie, and saw it yesterday. Really enjoyed it. It was so great being back at Downton. Karen, the music was just so great. I absolutely loved it just brings you back, you know? Maggie Smith was wonderful, as per usual. Violet is my favourite character. It's just so, so good. But yeah, that meant that I had to postpone finishing this, and I finished it before. Gave this one 3 stars. I think it's like a 3.5. It is really good. So it's about a British Pakistani girl called Nina. She is taking her sort of like GCSEs and stuff, so that kind of reminded me of Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Just like how focused she was on her education, but she also has very strict parents, and I quite liked that look into her life from her from her culture. It's like she's very pressured, and yeah, her parents are very, they suffocate her pretty much. But also, her brother has disappeared and nobody knows what happened to him, really. I was really interested in the story. I thought it was going to be really good because I knew it was also going to deal with mental health, and I thought this was very like well done in how it depicted mental health. I would have given it a 4 star, but I think for the majority of it, I just wasn't connecting. Like to be fair, I could like connect with like Nina's anxiety and sort of her pressures, but I just didn't really like as a whole. Like, how do you enjoy a story like this? As a whole, I just wasn't really invested as much as I really wanted to be. I found the romance with Josh to be quite cheesy, and I just didn't think it fit that well into the whole story. But to be fair, I was really interested in Nina and how she coped, and I think it's great. Oh, itchy chin. I think it's great how much strength she ends up showing, and I think it is a really, really good book, and it deals with mental health very, very well. It was a 3-star read for me. Nothing really that wrong with it, other than what I've said about like the romance and stuff. But other than that, it was just like, ah, finished that. I started to read A Feast for Crows. I am 30 pages into this, and then I realised, oh, I should do a vlog update. I want to try and get over page 100 today, and then try and read about 100 pages per day until the live show on Sunday, I think it is. Sunday the 29th of September for the Catch Up Book Club. But with me being at work the next 4 days, I think that'll be really hard to do, especially since I also have my buddy read with Jade. So I have, like, sorry, like, this is so not professional, but like, I have A Gathering of Shadows. I'm buddy reading with Jade. I am on page 300 and something. Let's have a look. I'm on page 341 of this. And what did I say the last time I spoke about this? I mentioned like stuff about Lila, I'm sure. But I absolutely love. Oh my god, Alucard. Oh my god, like I love him. Like I love him more now because of like something that happened in the part that I just read. And I can't spoil it for anyone, but let's just say I ship it. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And I think I love Alucard more than I love Kellen Rye, which is like terrible of me to say, but he's just got such charisma. And I'm just like, I'm really interested in like his scenes, like I am with Lila. I think Lila and Alucard are like really, like this book has been mainly about them, I would probably say, so far anyway. So that's really good. I need to read my part for today, which is only about 50 pages, but I feel so behind with The Feast for Crows. So I want to get the 100 pages read and then I'll read 50 pages of that. I am reading so much this week and I have just hit myself in the eyebrow with this. Yeah, I'm reading so much this week, and to be fair, the books that I've read so far, like How High the Moon, or Castle by the Sea, and The Million Pieces of Nina Gill, they've been so hard hitting. All three of them have just been like dealing with like real issues and things like that, and it's just been a little bit hard to like read so much of that in a row. Like I need to like unwind a bit. Like what's the word? Like just like distract myself with all that. I want to read some more of this. I want to read the next 70 pages so I can like get the triple digit page number. That'll make me feel so much better. But yeah, I've got 70 pages of this to read and like 50 pages of this to read today. And then let's just see what the next few days bring. So yeah, boring life. Goes right with sugar. Yeah, it's more the O's. O's is sugar. Anything in, is lactose and things like glucose, sucrose, fructose. Which poet, who died aged only 27, was called the handsomest young man in England? I'm in desperate need of a haircut. Well, what if I just have my hair like this from now on? Does this look good? Oh my god, like my hair's so long. Like, should I have curtains? How do you feel about curtains? Oh my god, I look like a fucking freak. I've got a splitting headache right now as well. Oh my gosh, like I can't even tell you. It is splitting me in two. What are the updates today? You know what? I'm not even prepared. I haven't got any of the books that I'm reading like anywhere near me right now. To be fair, all you really need to see is one of them. I'll just grab it. I'm currently reading Feast for Crows. I am reading my hardback version of it though. I am on page 111. I know this for a fact. So far, not a lot has happened, which is, you know what, is such a relief to me because when I read Storm of Swords, so much happened in such a short amount of time. It actually gave me whiplash. I could not focus on some of the events because then something else would happen and it would just be like, I really enjoyed the books, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Storm of Swords so much. I gave the first part 4 stars and the second part 5 stars. But I just couldn't focus on any of those big events because it was just going to be another big event right after it. And it was like, let me chill for a sec. So this has like already been dealing with some of the aftermath of what happened in Storm of Swords, especially towards the end. I wonder, is the paperback version the same as the hardback version? I'm assuming it is. I thought this was going to be just from the Lannisters' perspective, But I've already read a part with Arya in it and Brienne, so it's not just the Lannisters. I came in this totally unprepared, but so far, not really a lot to say about it. And I am reading A Gathering of Shadows with Jade. You know what? I'm going to grab that as well. But I genuinely don't think I've read anything more than when I last left you. I'm on page 341. I don't think I think I mentioned the last update what happened, and I don't think I've read any more since then because we are now on the tournament. Like it's the tournament section of this now. It's part 8, and there's only 10 parts really, so there's only like 3 more parts to read, part 8, part 9, part 10. But like I'm quite busy. I'm at work the next 3 days, and I just finished work today, so I haven't had a chance to read anything today. And I do want to get to maybe page 200 of Feast for Crows today. We'll see, we'll see. It's just like, I don't really want to read something so hefty. I don't want to read something that's so hefty while I'm like at work or anything. I don't want to take it to work. I also got a parcel, but like this isn't from Amazon. This was handwritten and it's very thin and floppy. I don't know what it is. There's only a few people who would have sent this. So let me open this up first and then I'll show you what I bought myself. Because like some exciting things. In fact, speaking of Game of Thrones, just wait until you say, okay, let's see what this is. Okay, I was expecting this. I was expecting this off Jade, right? This is off Jade. First of all, she sent me this amazing Pumpkin and Stubbs postcard because she went to the signing of Sophie Green at the launch party for the second Pumpkin and Stubbs. So this is for Gavin with best wishes, Sophie Green. I'm so so excited about this. Thank you. So this is from Jade. I hope you enjoyed the little present, even though you can't read it just yet. We must finish the trilogy first. Oh, so this must have something to do with a gathering of like the Conjuring of Light trilogy. Oh, it's very thin. Is it a graphic novel? Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. This is V. Schwab Shades of Magic graphic novel series. Oh, wait, hang on. Dive into the history of Maxim Maresh, the Stone King and adopted father of Kel from the Shades of Magic trilogy. So this must be like a prequel to the Shades of Magic trilogy. Oh, you just catch a look of Victoria Schwab right there. Like, she is such a darling. I love her. Oh, she just looks so cool. Amazing. Oh my god, thank you so much, Jade. Oh, yeah. And I know it's going to be good because it's V.A. Schwab and Jade sent it and she loves it. So, thank you. Thank you so much for these two, Jade. Oh, speaking of graphic novels, because I did actually pick up one today. I got Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, and this is a graphic novel. It's a signed copy as well. But I believe this is about two best friends. Deja and Josiah are seasonal best friends. Every autumn all through high school, they've worked together at the best pumpkin patch in the whole wide world. They say goodbye every Halloween and they're reunited every September 1st. But this Halloween is different. Josiah and Deja are finally seniors, and this is their last season at the pumpkin patch. Their last shift together, their last goodbye. Oh, I know how that feels. Josiah's ready to spend the whole night feeling melancholy about it. Deja isn't ready to let him. She's got a plan. What if instead of moping they went out with a bang? What if their last shift was an adventure? And what I love about this as well is there's actually a map of like the pumpkin patch kind of thing. And Aisha at work, she absolutely bloody loves this. She mentioned that they go through like to all these different locations, things happen. She really, really loved this. So like I just love it. It's signed as well, so I was like, I'm gonna have to get it. But the fact that it's seasonal as well, like it's gonna be perfect for this like period. I want to get this sticker off the back, but it's one of those ones that it peels off, but it sticks too hard that it leaves residue and stuff. So I'm just gonna have to keep that back bit on. Anyway, I got this, so it's perfect complement to the Shades of Magic graphic novel. As I said, speaking of Game of Thrones, I already have this. I already have Fire and Blood. But look at the front, y'all. Look at the front. Signed by the author. I have a signed book by George R.R. Martin. He's actually touched this book. He's actually signed it. And I am so happy about this. This randomly came in and I was like, this one's mine. But I already have a copy of Fire and Blood. I haven't read it yet. My friend Mark has read it though, and he really enjoyed it. So this is like the Daenerys. No, this is the Targaryen history. But I think it's like a part one. I'm sure George R. R. Martin wants to write another part when he should be focusing on Winds of Winter. Never mind. But I'm so happy I have a signed George R. R. Martin book now. So that's really cool. I had another signed book I got as well. In fact, I got 4 signed books today. Like, none of them personalized or anything, but like they were just there. But I also got Wizards of Once Knocked Three Times, and this one's a signed edition as well. And this is a Waterstones exclusive as well. It has red sprayed edges. It looks beautiful. It is the 3rd book in the Wizards of One series, which I have not read yet. But I was gifted it by Tracy, and I'm so excited to start it. You have no idea. I may be saving them for Believeth On. I might not be. You just wait and see. And then the last book I bought is a signed one, and that is The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. And this is another Waterstones exclusive. It has the sprayed edges and it is signed. Let's have a look at the signature. Oh, I love these signatures as well because they've actually all touched the book really. Whereas this Rainbow Rowell one is just a book plate there, as you can see on the bottom there. But I quite like it though because even though it's a book plate, it's like decorated. It's got the pumpkins and things on. So I like that. I like that a lot. And then I got the signed postcard by Sophie Green. Like 5 signed things today. I believe this is like the untold story of the wives of Dracula or something like that. Let me just double check. On the eve of their divining, the day Lil and her twin sister Kizzy are to discover their fate. They're captured and enslaved by the cruel buyer Volcar. I don't know how to say that. Far away from their beloved traveller community and forced to work in the harsh castle kitchens. Oh, I've got itchy eye. Far away from their beloved traveller community and forced to work in the harsh castle kitchens, Lil finds some comfort in storm-eyed Mira, a fellow slave who she's drawn to in ways she doesn't understand. But too soon she also learns about the dragon, a mysterious and terrifying man of myth who takes girls as gifts. They may not have had their divining day, but the girls will still discover their fate. So, but like, it mentions no, like, not a picking thing about Dracula in that summary there. But I do believe this is about the wives of Dracula, or something like that. So, interesting. Heard some good things about this already, and I just love the cover, and I love the way it looks. Like, I had to get it. It's signed. Okay, so that was my little haul there. Okay, gonna be really sick of me talking about Believeth On now. But I am absolutely loving the response that a lot of people have had to Believeth On. So a few people already have been printing out the compendium, which is like amazing. I want to put like the photos up here and everything because I honestly, just the fact that something I've made has been printed out and people are actually using it, that's just like so phenomenal to me. I'm so excited. I've had quite a few messages on the Twitter as well. That's so good. Like, I'm just looking at my laptop now. A school, Nansen Primary, tweeted out that they want to get involved as well. So I actually have a couple of schools wanting to get involved with Believeth-on in November, and one of the teachers as well. So Miss Rollins actually at the Nansen Primary she made this amazing graphic as well that I'll put up here. And she's shared it as well, and she said as well that the schools want to get involved. And that is just like, that just blows me the hell away. It's just, it's like better than I could have imagined. Like, I just thought like a few people would want to do it, like mainly my friends and things, and my loyal viewers, who I love so much. Children's authors as well have been like reaching out and things. I'm not going to reveal who they are just yet, but I have 4 children's authors who I've talked about on my channel before, who I absolutely freaking love. 4 children's book authors are going to be sending me their TBRs for Believeth On, and I'm going to do a video for it. And yeah, it's like, it's just so good. I've already had one of them send in their list, and I'm just waiting on the other 3. But they've all agreed, and they've all supported Believeth On, and it's just so good. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. Yeah, chill. Hope that my headache goes away. Otherwise, I probably won't be reading anything tonight, to be honest. Although I do need to. I'm so behind. Anyway, I'm working all weekend, so I will most likely check in on Sunday to wrap up the blog.
Whatever. It doesn't give a damn about your dreams, your plans, your life. Cancer does not care about you.
Oscar.
But we do. So if you ever need us,
Oscar. This end of vlog wrap up is going to be quite brief because there is not really anything to update you on. The only thing I've been reading the past couple of days is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I'm so sorry, I've got my dressing gown on, but I couldn't be bothered to put any clothes on. So, excuse my modesty. Yeah, I've been reading A Gathering of Shadows. I am on page 445. I am on the final part, which is called Catastrophe, and I am so scared. I am so scared about what this final part is going to be like. Jade said it's going to be wild. Oh gosh, so I haven't managed to finish it in this vlog, but I will finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the last day of the buddy read. I have been really enjoying this, and I will give you so much more in-depth thoughts on this tomorrow when I finish it. But the parts that I read today, I think, yeah, I just read part 9 today, which was quite a lot of action in it because of the storyline and where it's gone towards like this tournament thing that's been held. And yeah, it's been a bit of an action-packed part for part 9. So I'm very excited about where this is going to go from and what's going to happen next. So if Jade said it's going to be wild, then it's going to be wild. There's nothing else. There's genuinely nothing else. I haven't read any more Feast for Crows. I haven't read any other books. This vlog might be going up a little bit late. But next week I have booked to go up to Edinburgh to see Cody on Wednesday, which is going to be so good. So good. Oh, speaking of Cody as well, I did the live show for Read Rate Review yesterday, like last night. There was of course Cody, there was Jay who hosts it. There was AJ, Jess, Jade, and Bex. I have to go like in order of who was on the screen so I can remember. We spoke for quite a long time afterwards as well. It was really good. I love doing live shows. They are so great. I'd forgotten most of what happened in Sorcery of Thorns, which is the book that we were talking about for it. But hopefully I conveyed my opinions well. I don't know if I did. I was probably like really weird and rambly. Yeah, it was good, even though I didn't really like the book that much. I've nominated Deathless Girls as the next Read Rate Review book, and yeah, that was the end of the vlog. Not a lot happened. Again. Yeah, next week should be fun because I get to go and see Cody. And then, yeah, and then it'll be the live show for Catch Up Book Club, for Feast for Crows, and I have my young adult book group on the Saturday as well, so I need to read Northern Lights, which I haven't even started yet. But I'll finish this tomorrow, read some Feast for Crows, read some Northern Lights. That is my plan for next week, and see Cody. Okay, so I am gonna go. Please like this vlog, even though it's a bit of a weird one, and subscribe if you would like to. And I will see you in the next video. I should be doing another video this week that's like a normal video, like other than this vlog, because I haven't really done many other videos apart from vlogs and an announcement. That's been pretty much it. I've been very behind on filming things. I am so sorry. But I will be getting my shit together, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.